Hello and welcome back to Movie Health Community, the internet's #1 source of health warnings at the movies. As always, please keep in mind that nothing produced by Movie Health Community is medical advice, nor has any of it been reviewed by any medical professionals. Today we are talking about Argylle, the new Matthew Vaughn action movie, spy thriller starring Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell. But before we talk about whether this movie is any good, let's talk about if this movie is safe for photosensitive audiences. The answer is no. Argylle is not safe for photosensitive audiences. This movie uses a lot of rapid firing weapons that create bright muzzle flashes, which have bright strobe effects. There are multiple scenes, including the opening scene, where there are patterned lights lit against the smoke that also create some strobe effects. And there are scenes of this movie where we see through the eyes of somebody who is just waking up, and we see their blinks simulated a few times. This does create a strobe effect as well. For flashing lights, we are giving Argylle a 9 out of 10. For camera motion, there are multiple spinning shots that may be pretty disorienting, and there are multiple scenes taking place at extreme heights. Then with mental health warnings for this movie, there is an early scene where a spy takes their own life in accordance with a suicide protocol. And there is one character who frequently suffers very realistic and visceral panic attacks. Before I get to my review of Argylle, I want to let you all know that the flashing lights warning track for Oppenheimer is now available on our Patreon page at patreon.com/moviehealth. There will be a link in the description to the track itself on the $5 tier of our Patreon page, and a link to the Patreon shop where you can purchase this track individually for $3.99. This is a good tool if you want to watch Oppenheimer with a photosensitive person and you want warnings of when there are sudden bright effects and strobe effects about to happen. Also, as a side note, Argylle would be a really good candidate for a future flashing lights warning track. The next flashing lights warning track will be available this April. Now, is Argylle any good? I am kind of surprised. I'm seeing all these negative reviews. I know Jeremy Johns wasn't a fan of it, and I know that as of the recording of this video, it's sitting at a 34% on Rotten Tomatoes. What movie did these critics watch that I didn't watch? Because I watched a movie that was almost endlessly fun. This movie brought all of the same fun to the spy franchise that Kingsman did, which shouldn't be a surprise since this is Matthew Vaughn, the same guy who made all 3 Kingsman movies, making this movie. This is someone who knows exactly what makes a spy movie fun or not fun, and just rolls with the most ridiculous ideas and turns them into something that just puts a really dumb smile on my face. Was this movie ridiculous? Absolutely. But some of the greatest movies are ridiculous. Face Off is a ridiculous movie, but it's one of the best action movies of all time. This is a movie that fits that mold of ridiculous and remarkably enjoyable. If you're here to watch this movie and expecting a lot of screen time from any actors other than Bryce Dallas Howard or Sam Rockwell, you may be a little disappointed. I do not feel like the one trailer for this movie lied to me in that aspect. I feel like it made it pretty clear that Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell would be the main characters, and that everybody else, Henry Cavill, Bryan, Cranston, Dua Lipa, Ariana, DeBose, that they would all be taking back seats to these 2 lead performances. And the fact that this movie only had one trailer gave it a good spot to set that realistic expectation. Now, there were a couple of scenes that would have been really great and just nail biters of action comedy scenes if they had not already been featured in the trailer and already revealed to us how these scenes would pan out. Toward the middle of this movie, there's a little bit of a lull, not a major one. There's still some fun in this middle part of the movie, but the beginning and last half hour of this movie are so fun, and I think just that middle segment gives people valid points when they say maybe it's a little too long. There's one action sequence that is very heavy on the CG, but it is just so fun to see what's been envisioned and put on the screen that the obvious CG can be forgiven just because of how fun it is. That's something that I feel like we don't talk about enough when we talk about computer generated imagery in movies. Is, does it make the movie any better? And in the case of this particular action scene with heavy CG, yes, it did. And it helped push this movie further into that realm of just absolutely ridiculous. I am going to give Argylle an A. Thank you so much to our readers on Tumblr and Facebook, and as always, an extra special thanks to our patrons over on our Patreon page whose names are scrolling across your screen like credits right now. Be sure to leave a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we post new videos, and as always, stay safe at the movies.